What happened with Greg Norman and Liv Golf? Why has the former frontman for the new Breakaway Tour been missing from various Liv events? Is this another sign of the league folding? Or is Liv Golf bringing in new leadership to replace the controversial figure? In today's video, we are going to take a look at the rumors surrounding Greg's departure from Liv Golf and explore a little bit of his illustrious careers. Liv Golf CEO Greg Norman has often been present at each Liv Golf winners ceremony since its inception in June 2022. But is there a cloud hanging over the gallery from this previous week in Tucson? The league's social media team shared a video of the pre-event party, and while the likes of 𝗚𝗚𝗍𝗍𝗆, 𝗖𝗱𝗱𝗆𝗆 and Patrick Reed were all clearly present, Norman was nowhere to be seen in the clip. Heck, even a donkey made it in. Curiously, there was no mention of Liv Golf in Norman's Twitter bio. The two-time Open champion also hasn't tweeted for 16 days, whereas before that he had been rather active, leading to increased suspicion. His last tweet was a reply to Liv Golf's Welcome to the Future dig at the PGA Tour for introducing 8 new, no-cut designated events to the 2024 schedule. Who knows the reason for his absence, but it's fair to say something doesn't feel quite right. It's not the first time his position as the Breakaway Tour's commissioner has been questioned. Last year, it was reported that Norman could be replaced by former TaylorMade CEO Mark King. This rumor was rubbished by Norman. But since then, Liv's chief operating officer 𝗚𝗚𝗍𝗍𝗆 has resigned, as well as director of franchises Matt Goodman, leading some to question the CEO's lack of adaptability. Both Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy have said Norman needs to leave his role if peace talks between Liv and the PGA Tour are ever to take place. So could this be the reason for the absence? Let's take a deeper dive and really find out who Greg is and where he may be going. However, if you want to be more successful than Norman at Augusta, make sure to comment below. Subscribe to the Golf Caddy with more insider information into the world of professional golf from a former caddy who understands everything within the professional golf circuit. Gregory John Norman is an Australian entrepreneur and retired professional golfer who spent 331 weeks as the world #1 in the 1980s and 1990s. He won 89 professional tournaments, including 20 PGA Tour tournaments and 2 majors, the Open Championship in 1986 and 1993. Norman also earned 30 top 10 finishes and was runner-up 8 times in majors throughout his career. In a reference to his blonde hair, size, aggressive golf style, and his birthplace's native coastal animal, Norman's nickname is the Great White Shark, often shorted to just the Shark, which he earned after his play at the 1981 Masters. Born in Mount 𝗖𝗱𝗱𝗆, Queensland, Australia to Mervyn and Tony Norman, his mother was the daughter of a Finnish carpenter and his father an electrical engineer. As a youth, he played rugby and cricket and aspired to be a professional surfer. His mother, Tony, who had a single-digit handicap, taught the 15-year-old Norman how to golf and allowed him to caddy for her at the Virginia Golf Club in Brisbane. Within about 18 months, Norman went from a 27 handicap to a scratch handicap and quickly was on the fast track in the world of professional golf. In June 1984, Norman won his maiden PGA Tour victory at the Kemper Open, winning by 5 strokes. He gained worldwide prominence a week later at the 1984 US Open when he holed a dramatic 45-foot putt on the 72nd hole to force a playoff with former Masters champion 𝗚𝗍𝗍𝗆 Zeller. Despite him not winning the playoff over Zeller that year, Norman continued his dominance over his peers, finishing #1 in the world 7 times from 1986 to 1997. Norman had a bold and aggressive style of play and was widely regarded as one of the best drivers of the golf ball in his era, leading to his World Golf Hall of Fame induction in 2001. Following his decline in the professional game of golf, Norman has taken his talents into the boardroom. He is the chairman and CEO of the Greg Norman Company, a global corporation with a portfolio of companies in fields including apparel, interior design, real estate, wine production, private equity, and golf course design. In 2021, he was named CEO of Liv Golf Investments, a startup company financed by Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. The Liv Golf Invitational series of tournaments began in 2022. Norman has donated and established numerous charities and charity events, like the 𝗚𝗍𝗍𝗆 Shootout, which benefits the Cure Search for Children's Cancer Fund. He became a trustee of the Environmental Institute for Golf in 2004 and received the Golf Writers Association of America's Bartlett Award in 2008 for his charitable work. Greg Norman, one of the most successful golfers in history, had a storied career filled with both triumph and controversy. Throughout his career, he has been embroiled in several scandals that have sullied his otherwise illustrious reputation. The first incident occurred in 1986 when Norman was accused of cheating on a tournament scorecard. He admitted that he had signed an incorrect scorecard, but claimed it was an honest mistake, and he was later exonerated by the Professional Golf Association, PGA. In 1995, Norman was again accused of cheating when he used non-conforming golf clubs during a tournament. Although the PGA decided not to take action against him, the incident created a great deal of negative publicity for Norman. There was the infamous Masters Tournament collapse in 1996. After leading by 6 strokes at one point, Norman lost to 𝗚𝗍𝗍𝗆𝗆 by 5 strokes and became only the second golfer to ever lose a major championship after having such a large lead. Many people have questioned whether mental mistakes or physical fatigue contributed to his downfall that day. However, it remains a mystery to this day. Norman also got embroiled in controversy when he was caught cheating during the 1998 British Open at Royal Birkdale Golf Club. He was found using an illegal ball that did not conform to the USGA rules and subsequently received a 2-stroke penalty for violating those rules. This incident led to several other issues with tour officials, including being suspended for playing for 3 months and being fined $20,000. In 2002, Norman caused another stir when he made comments about Tiger Woods and his ability to break records in golf. His remarks were considered controversial and caused some tension between him and Woods. And then in 2006, Norman was criticized for taking part in a series of interviews with Playboy magazine, where he discussed his sex life. The interviews were seen as inappropriate for someone associated with such a conservative sport as golf. Maybe Tiger learned a thing or two from Greg here. All of these items, despite being controversial, were not as big as his desire to create a world golf tour. He has talked about this since the 80s and 90s, and not until Liv Golf has he been able to fully complete upon his lifelong goal. The world of golf has forever been changed by the contributions of Greg Norman, and his work with Liv Golf is no exception. Launched in 2020, Liv Golf is a revolutionary new brand from the legendary golfer that has quickly become an industry leader, modernizing the professional game to include the top players, but also franchises that fans can now root for. It's golf, but louder. It's easy to see why Greg's work with Liv Golf has made such an impact on the sport, not only just in golf, but also the PGA Tour, as a direct response to the Breakaway Tour has seen the largest purses on the PGA Tour double or even triple for certain events. While his impact will always be one of controversy due to the relations with Saudi Arabia, one thing is certain: Norman has changed the game and professional level much quicker than anyone expected. So now what happened to Norman, and is he still with Liv? Norman's potential departure from Liv Golf comes as no surprise, given his recent struggles with the company. Despite initially being successful in its first year, the brand has struggled recently, with Norman's involvement becoming increasingly limited. It is believed that his exit will be part of a larger restructuring effort by Liv Golf as they try to expand their footprint within the professional world of golf and maybe even work with the PGA Tour. Regardless of his future involvement, Norman's rumored absence marks a major change for Liv Golf, and we are curious where the game of golf will go from here. Make sure to like and comment what you think is going on behind the scenes of Liv Golf. Do you think Norman is out, or will he be there to stay as long as he wants? See you in the next video. Bye!